What's up, everybody? This is A7X Fan Ben, and I wanted to make a video about whether or not Spain got shafted as a faction in Wizkids Pirate CSG. So this is kind of a topic that originated way back in 2007 at the old miniature trading site that I archived on the Internet Archive. On the thread of threads, I was able to find Vlad Zimbaler's infamous rant called "Tired of Spain Getting Shafted." So this is from 2007. These are not my views at all. It's just kind of a funny thread from way back in the day. He says, "I'm so tired of the stupid desires of crack, so tired of my faction getting the shaft." That's pretty funny. I talk about the pirates getting good stuff with a faction that gets decent support, not crud. The crush kicking that has ensued since day one has finally emasculated Spain. So this came out when the game was still in print, of course, around, I think that was around the time of Ocean's Edge, I think. So, of course, then they got San Cristobal. They got some pretty good stuff in Rise of the Fiends. So, but anyway, so the topic is, did they get shafted? So, like, did they get shortchanged? Are they not good enough? Did WizKids kind of screw them? And I would say no, not at all. I would argue they might. I think you could make a pretty good case, a very coherent argument that there's the second best faction in the game after the Pirates. I think that's up for debate. You could also say the French or the English could be the second best after only the Pirates, but the Spanish have a lot of amazing ships. They've got great gunships, great gold runners, great hybrids. We see one of their hybrids right here, Cazador del Pirata. That's one of my favorite Spanish ships. Aguila. Of course, in Spanish Main, they got a lot of good stuff. All the three factions got a lot of stuff in the initial set. They got El Acorazado. They got the Joya del Sol, Asesino de la Nave. And so they got a lot of good stuff throughout the game, too. I think part of the complaint there was in Ocean's Edge. They did get stuff that's not quite as good, but that's kind of the case in Ocean's Edge in general. A lot of the ships in Ocean's Edge are not the best. La Resolucion is pretty good. They got a Titan, which is kind of fun, but a lot of these other ones are definitely kind of disappointing. They got Conquistador is pretty good support gunship, and then Algeciras is good too. So sorry if I'm botching Spanish pronunciations, but anyway. And a couple interesting name crew, not the best, but not the worst either. So, and part of this maybe even goes back to 2005, because in Revolution, they didn't get very much stuff in general. But as Wolf pointed out, the stuff they got, at least, was really good. So in Revolution, they didn't get very much stuff compared to the other factions. They only got 4 ships. But look at these 4. These are like really good ships. La Santa Isabel, you could make the case. I think Darkhawk 2 probably beats her, but you could make the case that Santa Isabel might be the best 4-master in the entire game. She's probably definitely top 5, I think. La Cazadora is a pretty serviceable ship. This is the worst one of these 4, in my opinion, La Cazadora, and she's pretty good. San Jose is a good gold runner. Got treasure trading ability, island treasure trading. And then La Monarca, which is a really good gold runner and maybe Spain's best 2-masted gold runner, probably. Very good speed, good cargo, and a nice ability to complement her treasure getting abilities. So I don't think Spain got shafted at all. I think the complaints make some sense for people that loved Spain and that was their main faction, and then Ocean's Edge comes out and it's kind of disappointing, and you see like the Pirates got a good deliverance in that set, HMS Grand Temple for the English. So, and the Curse got some support for sure, some decent stuff actually. So I can kind of understand where the complaints are coming from, but I think it was overblown, because even in Revolution they got good stuff, and also they got a good fort in Revolution too. Fortaleza Dorada is a pretty good fort with a nice defensive ability. So they've got good stuff throughout the sets. So, and they got good stuff towards the end as well. Buscador, their native canoes are good. They got Bianco's haulers. This is the only crew in the game that says the ship can't be shot out while docked. They got a good gold runner in Fire and Steel and the Morning Star, the limited edition Morning Star. So, and they got really good crew. I think Vlad probably wouldn't I don't know if he changed his stance after Ocean's Edge with the release of Rise of the Fiends and Fire and Steel, but he probably would have. Dominic Fredo is great. Obviously, San Cristobal. So he probably changed his stance. San Pedro, Sol, both pretty playable, to say the least. Roberto Santana is good. So they didn't get shafted. They do have some weaker options, but I think one of the things I've noticed over the years is that a lot of times it's their five masters that are a little bit inconsistent. So we're going to take a peek at those real quick. I will say that Pirate, French, and English five masters are usually just consistently good, and they don't have a lot of stinkers in that regard. They just, those three factions, those other three of the big four are kind of like Pirates, English, French, Spanish, because the Americans are not quite as good generally. They can kind of compete on the fringe, especially with the English, who are arguably like the fourth best faction. But inside the big six major factions, there's kind of that big four, arguably. It's up for debate, but and the Cursed are definitely not as good as those, five or four. So, but the Spanish five master, I've noticed they're a little bit all over the place. So you've got like really good ones like El Acorazado. Grante is decent, but not quite worth the points. Neptuno is a little gimmicky. Argonauta is not great. Voz de Dio is not great. Cristal is more, this one kind of reminds me more of like a consistently good, like French or English or pirate five master that you would see. La Manila is not good. Tartessos is solid. The OE Acorazado is a disappointment. Trinity is not great. San Cristobal is amazing. So that's the thing. Like they have Acorazado and San Cristobal and Ellie Morning Star, but then they got some stinkers too. So I kind of thought of like, if Spain got the shaft a little bit was with like five master inconsistency, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think they didn't get shafted. But I'll leave a link to the thread of threads if you want to go down the nostalgic rabbit hole of miniature trading, as well as the link to the thread that I saved at the internet, or somebody saved. I don't know if I was the one that saved this or not, but yeah, it says June 2019, so that was right before things got axed. The site sank, so I'll put links there, and yeah. So question of the day is: do you think Spain got the shaft? And if not, which faction do you think got shafted the worst, and why? So, and I would say Vikings are mercenaries. Probably you could make an argument for Curse, but I think the Vikings were mishandled. I think they could have been a lot different, not just better, but different, like boarding focused rather than cannon focused. But anyway, so that's another topic for another video. So anyway, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, you can check out the affiliate links. Buy Pirate CSG stuff on eBay and help me out in the process if you'd like. And that'll help me pay for piratesben.com as well. And beyond that, stay tuned for more videos. And thanks for watching.